Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, I'm going to go over a story titled, I'm convinced my wife is cheating on me with a woman from work. And guys, this is all about a guy, he's 36, been married to his wife for quite a while now, since he was very young. And getting right into it, her behavior has been quite off lately, these last few months, ever since around Christmas time. All these red flags piling up until finally he had a good reason to believe that she's having relations with her female coworkers. Yeah. And this is a perfect example, guys, of when there's smoke, there's fire, and you got to investigate. And there's enough red flags, you have every reason to do so. And you can see in this situation, our guy here, well, he's right, and he definitely handles it right by kicking her to the curb. Now, I'm going to go over here, guys, making the point again that even if you're married, you got kids, if this is being done to you, you got no reason to try to drag it out, try to fix things, because it's not going to be fixed. And this guy obviously understands this and handles it just right. He says, so my wife and I have been having issues since early December. I could feel that things were off, and I asked her about it, to which she replied, I've just been depressed lately. I asked if there was anything I could do to help, but she claimed it was that the kids are getting older and don't need her as much. Her hair is thinning really bad, and she doesn't like her body right now, and her job was incredibly stressful at the time. Well, he's dodging a big one here if her looks are going downhill. Hair thinning, body not looking so good, given how this story goes. Well, I took it upon myself to take 90% of the work until her work slowed down, assuming that was a large factor in her depression. I'd do all the cooking, cleaning, child caring, homework doing, etc. Smack! Way too much. I get being a good, loyal husband and everything like that, but clearly his loyalty is not being reciprocated. That's too much. That's ridiculous. He's also working full-time here. She's an adult. She's got to snap out of it. Take care of her family. If she was doing 90% of all the household stuff and she was working, you'd think that she would, be so easy on him. No. I normally do a lot of these things anyway, but I wanted to put it into overdrive to take as much off her plate as possible to give her some breathing room. During that time, I also noticed that instead of talking to people on Facebook, she started using Snapchat for everything. I really hate Snapchat. And she'd close her phone when I walked by. There you go. I don't see any married person or someone in a relationship should be using Snapchat. Come on here. Big sign. And all of a sudden, closing her phone or hiding her phone or whatever, turning it off whenever he walks around. These are all clear signs. She also changed her phone password during this time. I asked her about this, and she says that she was having private conversations with her friends about her depression, and she didn't want anyone to read them out of embarrassment. This didn't vibe with me, but that's what she would say about it. Trust your gut, guys. Right here, all these things just don't add up. Meanwhile, he's busting his tail to make things as easy as possible for her. Look how she's repaying him. Well, a couple months before this, there was this girl, we will call her Sam. Of course, you're calling her Sam. That was added to my wife's team at work to help out during this stressful time, and after all the tough hours together, they became friends and would go grab dinner together after working late. Oh, going for sushi? Sam turns out to be a lesbian. No big deal. My wife has always said that she has no interest in getting close to another woman like that. Well, they all say that until they do. For Christmas, Sam gives my wife several handmade crafts that you can tell that she obviously put a lot of time into. That was my first clue. Acquaintances don't make hand gifts for people. This took time and care and was aimed to impress her. I didn't like it, but I shrugged it off. See, guys, all these things are just piling up here. You open your eyes, it's right there in front of you. This person, Sam, lives about 2.5 hours away from us and travels back and forth every week to help out for work. I don't think she's just doing it for the work. She has other reasons why. The end of crunch time is coming up in early January, and Sam wants to have a late Christmas party at her house and have everybody come down. Yeah, while she's going down. There was a bonfire, drinking, and festivities, and my wife decided to stay the night at Sam's place. Oh, how interesting. She comes home the next day and tells me that Sam cooked her quail for breakfast, didn't tell me much about the party, and didn't show me any pictures. Hang on. Quail for breakfast? Who the fuck eats quail who eats quail at all? Was Sam out in the backyard with her bonfire with a fucking shotgun? Catching breakfast? What the hell? Anytime she does something with her friends, she posts on Facebook, but there's nothing from this party posted. Well, she could probably post things onto OnlyFans or PORN hub from things from this party. Well, during this rough patch for us, I was thinking that maybe I hadn't been taking the reins and playing dates enough, so I looked into booking a top golf session, which is one of her favorite sports teams, was playing so she could have fun and watch the game. The very next day, she says that Sam and her wanted to go to Top Golf, and my wife was going to with them instead, and it was just going to be a girls' night out. That feeling sucked, not being wanted by your wife to hang out. Again, bro, all the signs are there. I hope at this point he isn't doing 90% of the fucking housework now. And where is she? Is she spending time with the kids? I have a question about that. They started getting together almost every week, but it was weird. One day, Sam, my wife, went hiking, and Sam's roommate was supposed to come, but happened to get sick and didn't make it. Oh, darn it, what a shocker. Okay, so it was just two of them. It felt like a date to me. Next, there was a hockey game that Sam had tickets for and her roommate, but the roommate had a family issue come up and conveniently couldn't make it. Of course, Sam wants to go to a hockey game. And you guys been to a hockey game, you know, well, Boston Bruins. Need I say any more about a lot of the women that go to the Boston Bruins hockey games? So now this also felt like a date. Also, none of these outings were posted on Facebook. If has a history of posting all her outings and adventures on Facebook, but suddenly is not, what does that say? They were at a music festival this weekend together, and several of her friends were all supposed to go, but guess what? It was just her and Sam. What are they seeing, Melissa Etheridge and the Indigo Girls? Of course the friends aren't there. These are dates. So I'm folding some laundry and putting it away, and I see a bright red thong sticking out of one of her clothing baskets, so I go to investigate. Now we got thongs, huh? Which obviously she hasn't worn for him for a long time. Crotchless, lacy thong that she's never worn for me. She's only worn lingerie for me once in our entire 12 years together, and this wasn't it. I bet you she was wearing the lingerie and the thongs for him before they got married, before he planted a ring on her. After that, no thongs. Digging deeper, there was an Amazon package stuffed under the same pile. Inside, it had several more lingerie sets of different colors and types, all brand new. Gee, I don't know, guys. Sounds like some cheating's going on to me. Call me crazy. It's time to... You've got enough evidence, my man. I'd be consulting a divorce attorney. Maybe hiring a PI to get some actual, pictures and stuff like that. I continued to dig, and I found two negligees that look worn and washed, but still pretty new. The Amazon package was delivered to her work intentionally, so I didn't see the package. She's not wearing these for me, so who's she wearing it for? The only person she spent alone time with overnight lately is her best friend Sam. Well, but he's missing dildos and other things like that in the freaking box from Amazon. There are other clues, also like she used 2 razors to shave the other day and made sure she washed the hairs down the drain. She doesn't normally shave. Hold on. What do you mean doesn't normally shave? Do you mean legs or other parts? Please tell me she shaves her legs regularly. When we talk about our relationship, I've asked her point blank if there's somebody else. She always responds with, "There is no other guy," so she can technically tell the truth. That's exactly what's going on. There's not another guy. What are you talking about? We've been talking about separating for about a month now because she told me that she lost her spark for me. Well, she certainly has the spark for Taco Tuesday. Shit. And she isn't in love with me anymore. I guarantee that's because she's been developing feelings for Sam. I know it probably sounds paranoid, and I keep going paint shopping, but we have trust issues in the past. Say what? Trust issues in the past? Look, dude, if she's behaving like this, and all these things are piling up, you got the evidence of the lingerie and all other things like that, and she's telling you flat out she isn't in love with you anymore, and the kids are obviously a lot older, he mentions later on, okay, end the fucking thing. Why drag it out any longer? Seriously. Come on here. One of her favorite things to do is to manipulate and twist things around. Like this is a common thing in your marriage, dude? Well, not that any woman isn't capable of that. Come on here, but still. We have 3 kids together, and getting a divorce is going to turn the entire world upside down over something so stupid. What do you mean so stupid? Are you shitting me? She's cheating on you. You said she has a history of manipulation and gaslighting and twisting things around. The lingerie, who do you think it's for? I can go on and on. There's no reason here. I don't know what to do. I didn't sleep at all last night, and my head is so heavy, it hurts so bad. I've been cheated on before in shorter relationships, but this one, 12 years long, with kids involved. My panic mode is through the roof, and I'm freaking out, and I'm sad and hurt. Has anybody else gone through this before? How did you manage? I'm a sensitive guy, and this is the worst feeling I ever experienced. Shit, I'm sorry for this guy, but you know what, man? I mean, it doesn't sound like he had a great marriage to begin with. Won't we start really peeling back the onions here? He also says, here's an update. I've decided not to confront her today. I'm speaking with a lawyer Wednesday afternoon and will hopefully be able to confront her later in the evening if I can get everything I need in order. Good. Find out your options. She is due home around noon today, and I'm taking my son to church with me for a few hours of peace and prayers. Yes, get some good time at church. It'll help you feel better, you know. It's going to kill me to wait to confront her about this, but I need to make sure she doesn't get to have her cake and eat it too after what she's been doing. He also says, to everybody saying turn it into a threesome, trust me, she is nowhere close to what you think about in your mind. She is very mannish and butch. He means, obviously, her lover, Sam. Well, in all, relationships, hetero homosexual relationships, you have the masculine one and the feminine one. So you get two dudes together, usually a more masculine one, a more feminine dude, and you get two women together. This is why you can see like what they call the lipstick, what's, and the butch ones that look like a dude, So obviously Sam is the butch one. Now for his update. He says, first off, I want to thank everybody for their advice and seriously overwhelming support. This whole situation is fucked. But here's the update after I confronted her. I spoke to a lawyer today to get an understanding of the possibility of alimony, child support, financial division, etc. Ultimately, I'm pretty protected, as long as we don't take this to court. She's not asking for child support, and she's willing to give 50-50 custody. Okay, so obviously, yeah, he's talked to her and all that. The lawyer recommended drawing up a separation agreement in general terms that we could talk out and agree on. I'm going to give her some of the equity now just to get her out of the house. I'm going to give her the older, paid-off car, free and clear, so she has something to drive. It's going to go to my oldest once the house sells, and she can buy a car because he'll start driving this year. I'm doing that more for him than her. She still needs to go to work to provide for the kids when she has them, so I'm okay with this. She was receptive to the deal, so I'll be sending that to the lawyer to have an official contract drawn up so I can move on with my life. So he confronted her. We're not done yet. He's going to really get into the details in a moment. So it looks like it was no problem at all, but this is the chick saying, I'm not in love with you anymore, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's nice now, but that'd be great if you got an amicable divorce. Why drag this out any fucking longer? He says, now what you all been waiting for. What's up with Sam? The lesbian that I was convinced she was cheating with. Well, I've been waiting for this. Once she agreed to the separation agreement, I asked her, how long have her and Sam been together? She said, we're not together. Oh, for God's sakes. I pulled out my notes and went down the list of everything that I put in the order thread, and she denied everything. Of course she denies everything. Do you really expect her to be truthful about this? Come on here. Then I brought up the lingerie. She said it was something that she had gotten for me because she was thinking about giving it another chance. Get the fuck out of here. I called bullshit. She stuck to it and moved on to other subjects for a few minutes. I came back around to the lingerie subject a couple minutes later, a couple more times, and eventually she said that she didn't want to hurt me. But you know who it was for. So she was denying, lying to the guy. And finally, when he went back down, then she, admitted it was obviously not for him. And, but I didn't want to hurt you. Oh, well, thanks. How nice. I felt a mix of heartache and victory that I never felt before. It was for fam. It was for Sam, wasn't it? Yes, it was for Sam. I asked her if they ever did anything. Kiss, touch, sex, etc. And she denied it up and down. Get the fuck out of here. Really? Isn't this the same wife who 5 minutes earlier was denying it with every breath she had that the lingerie wasn't for Sam? Come on here. She doesn't have a very good track record of being truthful. She said that I wouldn't believe her, but Sam was the one who wouldn't do anything because my wife was married and she'd gotten out of a relationship recently where a similar scenario happened and she couldn't do it. I don't believe her for a second. There is no way that Sam could keep her mannish paws off his wife. Come on, with the freaking lingerie that he could tell was already been worn a couple times, amongst the other things that are probably in the Amazon package. No. If you're not at least making out, then why would you go on a lingerie shopping spree? Why would you put so much effort into getting all this stuff together if you're going to just talk? But I could never get her to admit it. I asked her how long this has been going on, and she said they've been flirting and talking since before Christmas, but they broke it off because it just can't work. Well, come on here. Bullshit. He says, duh, this chick has no desire to be with someone who has 3 kids and lives far away. Anybody can see that. It doesn't mean his wife isn't willing to throw it all away for, her feelings and excitement. She had a lot of remorse and pretty much shut down for the most of the conversation. Remorse, my ass. Right now, I'm 80% pissed off and 20% hurt because I've already come to terms with all this. Still getting waves of physical pain every time I think about it, but I'm mostly just mad that she never gave me a chance to help her fix this before it got to this point. Well, dude, if she's attracted to women, there's no fixing the situation, okay? I mean, or if she prefers them 100%, there's no fixing that, okay? But obviously, there was no fixing your marriage at this point, okay? It had been worn down for a long freaking time. And even if you worked on it before, still, eventually, you would have probably parted ways. He says, yes, I don't go after her job or after Sam, and I don't want to. This will cause it to get nasty. I just need answers, and answers I mostly got. There's no salvaging this for us going forward, but I'm sad because I truly loved her and would have done anything for her. I'm working on changing how I perceive her as a person. She is now that I don't like her versus the person I used to be in love with. I got a long road ahead of me. I just hope this is the worst of it. He also says, I recorded the conversation, by the way. I live in a one-party state. So, there you go. But anyhow, she's toast. Thank God he's moving on. And something tells me we're going to have more updates here. And, I mean, at the end of the day, where there's smoke, there's fire. When there's so many signs out there, red flags, like there clearly was in this situation, something's going on. And I'm glad he acted upon it. I'm sorry he's going through this, but stay strong. Take it one day at a time. Be there for your kids. Let them know you love them. Let them know that they're, mom would prefer. Tell them they're going to get to know Aunt Sam real well pretty soon. And that's that. But the funny thing is, and I'm willing to bet you, I think eventually Sam's going to drop her. And this same wife here is going to be begging for a second chance. And I hope this guy doesn't take it. But we shall see. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.